All right, I'm here at Patrice Studios, and earlier today we had a live model session, and that's where we hire a model to sit for us. And working from life is always better than working from a photograph, just because we have a lot more color and variations that you can see that the camera just can't pick up when you print off a photo. So I always love these sessions, and it gives me an opportunity to just practice. And I might not use this painting, this finished painting, for anything more than just self-improvement with the painting. But sometimes these quick poses turn out nice and I can use them to sell. This theme was set up, it's kind of a holiday theme. So she was wearing a nice fur coat and a fur hat. So it's kind of perfect with the holiday season approaching. So this is my travel easel that I was talking about. It's really lightweight. It has a tripod that folds up and this box folds down. And so it's just super easy for me to bring it along, especially when I'm going other places to paint. Other things that I use a full color palette. So I have white all the way through brown, and when I mix the different colors, I can get a really wide variety. These are some of my brushes, and they all serve a different purpose. And that's why I have so many. I also like to keep different colors separate, so it kind of saves me time as I work. I'm gonna work back into this painting a little bit, even though the model's not here. There's kind of some finishing touches that I can do to a painting that'll just improve its quality. Also, edge quality is something I look for. So I'm gonna go ahead and soften out some of these edges. I really wanted to make the edges on the fur hat kind of blend into the background, just so it looks nicer and soft. And so this brush is a mongoose hairbrush, and it actually, as you can see, it's super soft bristles. So that's kind of what helps me get some of those really soft edges. And especially here, that's kind of a harsh edge right on her face. And when I do paintings, I'm thinking about how to make it more beautiful. If that's, especially painting people from life, it's usually about making an appealing, beautiful painting. Some of my other paintings might be about something else, and so I'm not worried about the beauty of the woman as much. But for this painting, that's kind of part of my goal. So I'm just softening out those edges there. Kind of helps round the form out as well. And I'm always squinting to just double check before I make a lot of marks. Another thing that I kind of tell my students is to hold your brush in the back. They're made long for that purpose so that you can help measure. And then also you can have a really light touch if you're holding it from the back. It kind of keeps you from pressing too hard. So the harder you press, sometimes it makes some ugly marks. So yeah, just kind of working back into the painting. After I finish this today, I don't want to have to go back into it anymore. So I really want to be able to just finish it up while it's wet. So another thing I worked on with this painting was keeping the color harmony consistent. So I used a limited amount of colors. So, there's red here, and it kind of makes a nice triangle so the eye moves around. I used to use some of those reds in the face, kind of pushed them in areas. And in the background, I did a nice blue so that the figure kind of emerges from the blue background. So lots of tricks that you can learn as you're painting. Like the blue recedes, the color blue recedes, so that's why putting it in the background is a good choice. Color intensity is something else that you have to be thinking about. So something that is really intense would be that bright red. So you want to limit how much of it you use so that it doesn't overtake the painting. So that's why I kept my blues kind of more neutral. Dulled them down with either white or brown to kind of neutralize them a little bit. So something I'm noticing with the painting is that there's not much variation right here with the red scarf. So to add just a little interest, I don't want it to be distracting from the face, but I want it to add a little interest. So I'm going to mix a red And because it's in the light, the scarf was in the light, it's not in the shadow, it's going to be warmer and a little brighter. So I'm just keeping that in mind as I mix my colors. And I'm using a big brush so I can use some big bold strokes. That way I don't overwork my painting. I can just kind of add a few nice accents. So this is kind of just how I would finish up a painting after I've already worked on it initially. You know, I'm squinting my eyes, I'm just kind of looking over all the areas and trying to think critically about how it looks. I also often step back from my painting, and that helps me get a better perspective when I'm stepped away. You know, I'm not looking at all the details as closely, and I can get a better overall picture. So that is just a few tips with painting, and you should give it a try sometime.